Hello everyone. In this playlist, I try to explain all the mathematics, especially the math we learn in high school. I try to explain all the math with stories and real life examples, right? And I show the code implementation of these topics, right? So why actually we need this? At present age, in this era, we need to learn mathematics with coding. Okay, we need to coding is a language, guys. It's at present age, coding is really necessary, right? So whatever mathematics your children or maybe your kids are learning, they need to implement these topics with code implementation as well. Okay, because the world is getting so much uh, dependent on computer and programming languages, right? So this is why I'm trying to explain everything with real life examples and uh, coding implementation. So if you can check my previous videos in this playlist, okay, you will see I discussed about prime numbers and so many problems related to GCD and LCM, right? Greatest common divisor and least common multiple. I will discuss some more, and then I will move on to our to the next topic, right? So today I'm going to discuss about some of GCD of all unique pairs. Okay, so what does this actually mean? If I share my screen with you, you will see we have three numbers here: 12, 18, and 24, right? So let's say you have three packets of chocolates. In one you have 12 chocolates, in another packet you have 18 chocolates, and in another packet you have 24 chocolates. Okay, so if you want to divide among number of boys, okay, so if you consider about 12 and 18, so what would be the highest number of boys you can divide these chocolates to? Okay, this would be 6, right? So 6 would be the highest number of boys. Okay, so if you divide 12 chocolates among 6 boys, they will get 2 chocolates per boy, and 3 chocolates for 18, right? uh, so if we divide 12 and 24, 12 and 24 is another unique pairs, right? In this case you can uh, you can divide by 12. Okay, so if you take 12 boys, they will get 1 chocolate per boy and 2 chocolates per boy for 24. So this is how uh, you know we can make three unique pairs: 12, 18, 12, 24, 18, and 24, right? And we get 6 GCD 6 for in this case, GCD 12 for this case, and GCD 6 for this case. So if you add them, 6 and 6, 12 and 12, so we get 24, right? So this is you can say sum of GCD of all unique pairs, guys. Okay, so here all pairs are unique, right? So now we will try to see the code, and I will try to visualize. I will try to help you visualize, guys. You will see how things work, right? So if your kids, or maybe if your younger brothers or sisters, maybe uh, studying in high school or school, and even you are just curious about the things you learned in student life, and now you're thinking, sometimes you think you didn't realize everything, but you're doing a job, maybe whatever job you're doing. If you want, you can learn this too. Okay, this is really fun thing. Anyway, let's go to the topic. Here our main function starts, right? So we have a variable n. This is integer type, right? And we are saying to the user, enter the number of elements, right? So user will give you a number, right? And enter the number of elements. So user will give you a number, how many numbers he wants to provide you. Okay, so in our case we took 3. 12, 18, and 24. And then scanf, this scanf is taking the input. Okay, so here if we type 3, so this input, you see, so now it's saying enter the elements. Okay, so that means I have to provide 12, 18, and 24. Okay, so here we are taking an array. So array is a collection of variables. Okay, so here we are taking n. This n is the n what user gave the input, right? So now these all the elements will be stored by a for loop, right? So this, how does this for loop work? I will try to visualize, guys. Let's see if I had this. Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm trying to explain. uh let's say should I write for you? Okay, I just discussed these things many times. Okay, so you can check in the previous videos as well. For loop, this for loop is really easy. We are going to for to the next. Okay, if you say uh, if we provide 12, 18, and 24, this these things are being stored, okay, in this array, right? So array I, that means I first, I starts from 0, so this 12 will go in the array I 0, and then I will increase by 1, so I'll be 1. 1 is less than n, this condition is true, right? N is 3, so 1 is less than 3, then I I1 would be here, so I1 is 18. So this is how it stores, guys. Okay, so now we have a sum variable, right? The sum is 0 in the beginning, sum is 0, right? So now we have these for loops. So we will try to we have two for loops here, so we will try to visualize this thing, guys. Okay, so I starts from 0 and I is less than or equal to I mean less than n minus 1. So I will try to explain why this is n minus 1, right? And I'm going to show you guys what actually n minus 1 and how it will you should imagine, right? So let's say just we are taking a table type thing. Okay, so let's say we are taking 4. Okay, so if we take 4 by 4, okay, so let's say we are taking here like some numbers, 12, 12, and here is 18, here is 24, and here is 48 maybe. Okay, so these, if you see uh, their position is, this one's position is 1, this one's position is 2, 2, and this one's position is 3, and this one's position is 4, right? 4. And if you say index starts from, I starts from 0, guys. I starts from 0. Okay, if you see, I starts from 0, so I would be here, I would be 0, I 0 here, and I 0 here, I is 1, I is 2 here, and here I is 3, right? 2 here, 1, and here I equals 4, right? Okay, so is, sorry, is 3. So you see, I is in this position, I is n is 4 and I is one number less, right? So in our iteration we will go in up to this I minus 1, less than I minus 1. So this is I minus n minus 1, this is n minus 1. Okay, so and less than this means we will come to this number, guys. Okay, so why it happens we will discuss step by step. Okay, so let's just visualize, guys. Okay, so when you see in the first iteration I equals 0 and 0 less than 3 minus 1, right? So 3 minus 1 means 2, so our condition is true. If you see 0 and 3 minus 1 2, our condition is true, right? So now j equals I plus 1, so I plus 1 means 0, I is 0, 0 plus 1 means 1, and 1 is less than n is 3. So this condition is also true, so we will enter into the loop, right? So now sum plus, what does this means? This means sum equal to sum plus GCD. We can write in this line as well, like this: sum equals to sum plus the rest. Okay, we can write like this as well. Okay, so sum is 0 in the beginning, sum is 0, and whatever the find GCD function gives us. Okay, so we have a function here, function call, and we have to go to the find GCD now. Okay, so if you see find GCD array I, so I is 0, right? And j is, guys, 1. So in our 0th position we have 12, and 1st position we have 18, right? So with 12 and 18 we are going to this function. So integer a would be 12 and integer b would be 18, right? So if you see here, j is true sum. Okay, this one. uh, so we are going to the find GCD function. A equals 12, b equals 18, right? And now if you just see this, b not equal 0, while b not equal 0, that means you see 18 not equal 0, 18 is b, 18 not equal 0, so this condition is true. Now we are going for the first iteration, right? So this temp variable is holding 18, right? Temp variable is b, so temp variable is holding 18 here, and b after this, b is, b is holding a modulus b. So a is what? A is, in our case, a is 12, right? 12 modulus 18, that means whole 12 would be the modulus, right? Because we can't divide, uh, if we want to divide 12 by 18, so 18 doesn't go in 12, right? So you see here, uh, 12 modulus 18 equals 12. Okay, so whole 12 is the remainder here, and a holds the 18 again, I mean temp again. Okay, so for the second iteration, you know for the second iteration, while 12 not equal 0, because b is 12, right? In our first case, you see, in our first case b is 12, so this will iterate again. So here, 12 not equal 0, so for the second iteration, temp would be 12, because uh, b is 12 here, and b, a modulus b. So what is a was 18, right? In the previous, in the previous uh, loop, a was 18. So 18 modulus 12 gives us 6, right? So now a holds, you know uh, a should hold, 12 again, right? Okay, in the third iterations, 6 not equal 0, because b is 6. In the third iteration, temp is 6, and here 12 modulus 6 equals 0, so a is 6. So a gives us 6, right? So loop terminates here. While loop, I mean, this terminates here, right? So we are going to, come out from this find GCD. So where was find GCD? Find GCD was here, guys. Okay, so we, from here, we went there, right? So find GCD is, this whole thing is give us 6. So sum is 0, this sum is 0, 0 plus 6 is 6, right? Okay, so now j will increase, guys. Okay, so because, j was 0 plus 1 1, so 1 is less than 3, this j, now j will increase by 1, so it will be 2. 2 is less than 3, it will be uh, true again, right? 2 is less than 3, so sum equals 6 plus, and find array I. Okay, so what is array I is 0, right? For 0 we are getting 2 iteration of j, right? So here 0, and a j here, it would be like, j is increased now, right? So for the second position, we will get, 24, right? So now with 6, uh, with these values, yeah, with these values 12 and 24, we will go to the loop find GCD function again. If you see here, uh, for second iteration, j1 plus 1, everything is, what you said, you can just read them carefully. Okay, so 12 and 24, we're going back to the find GCD function, and while 24 not equal 0, first iteration will be temp is 24, the same thing will happen, guys. So you know how many loops it is getting here, how many iteration, one, and second iteration, after second iteration we get b 0, right? So we are getting 12, a is 12, that means, so from here we will terminate. Okay, so we will go back to the loop again. So here we will, previously our sum was 6, right? So now sum will be 6 plus 12, that means 18, right? So now j will try to increase again, so j will be 3 here, so 3 is not less than 3, right? So this will be false. So uh, it will try to come out from this loop, but it is, chained with this one. Okay, so this I will increase again. Okay, so this I was 0, I will be 1 now. Okay, so 1 is less than n minus 1, that means 3 minus 1 2, 1 is less than 2, right? So now it will go into the loop again. Okay, so j will be, 1 plus 1 2. Okay, so 2 is less than 3, right? So j will get one more iteration, right? So here if I show you outer loop second iteration, I is 1, I 1 less than 3 minus 1, inner loop first iteration, everything is done, and now we will get, you see, I is, I is 1 here, so in one position we have 18, right? In one position we have 18, and second position we have 24. So for these two we are getting another uh, for loop, while loop. Okay, in find GCD function. So if you see here, we are trying to, for 24, and for 24 the first iteration would be, you see, uh, a is 24, right? So while 18 not equal 0 again, we are getting another, iteration here, 18 here, and then we are getting another iteration for after third iteration, a is 6, right? And b is 0, so there is no iteration, it will be terminated from here, and loop terminates here. Let's go back to our inner for loop. Okay, so sum would be, previously our sum was 18, right? So sum plus find GCD, so this will be 6, so 18 plus 6 equals 24, right? So inner for loop terminates here, outer for loop too, because if we, if you try to increase this again, previously it was 1. Okay, so it will increase again, it will be 2, so 3 minus 1 equals 2, 2 is not less than 2, right? So it will be false, so there is no iteration anymore. And then we will go to the last statement, last print statement, sum of GCDs of all unique pairs. So in this case, our whole sum, this means this 24 is going to be printed here. So if you run here 12, 18, and 24, sorry, we will just provide here three numbers, right? And then 12, 18, and 24, you see. So if you provide more than more numbers, it will give you the accurate result. So you may think it's a really simple math and we can do in pen and papers very easily, but guys, it may seem hard or difficult, but it is really useful because you are making a, code base. Okay, so these will calculate all the time for you. This is a good thing of coding. And in this video, if you followed my previous videos, you may think, why am I going in details, right? So I just made this video again for absolute beginners, guys, beginners, and the people who don't know the importance of coding, and they're studying in school. Okay, in high school maybe, they should really need and they should really focus on coding practice, guys. This is why I'm just making these videos, and I also learn, I also, enjoy making this kind of videos, and I also like learning, right? So thank you for watching. Please share with your friends with your younger brothers who are studying in high school maybe, or maybe if you're doing some job and you're enjoying, or you want to focus, or you want to learn these things, so this would be good for you guys. This is good for you guys too, and maybe your brain may do some work. Who knows? So thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next video.